There's a silent war being fought right now. It's a battle between the most powerful computers we can imagine and the most secure digital money ever created. This is the story of a trillion-dollar hack that hasn't happened. At least, not yet.
It all kicked off with a pretty simple question on X. Elon Musk basically asked, what are the chances that a quantum computer could break SHA-256? That's the fundamental lock, the cryptographic glue that holds the entire Bitcoin network together.
And the answer that came back wasn't a simple yes or no. It wasn't just a probability. It was something way more chilling. It was a deadline, a countdown clock for the future of money as we know it.
So that one question forces us to face this massive paradox. What really happens when the future of computing declares war on the future of finance?
It's this epic showdown, right? On one side, you've got the unstoppable force, quantum computers being built by giants like IBM and Google. And on the other, you have the immovable object, Bitcoin's cryptography, a fortress that was designed to be unbreakable.
So what did the AI actually say? Well, for the next 5 years, relax. The risk is basically zero. We're safe for now. But then look ahead to 2035. The probability of a breach suddenly jumps to just under 10%. Now, a 10% chance might not sound like a lot, but when you're talking about a trillion-dollar asset, a 1 in 10 chance of total collapse isn't a risk. It's a full-blown catastrophe just waiting to happen. The clock is officially ticking.
To really understand this threat, we have to look at the lock itself. I mean, how would a quantum computer actually go about stealing a Bitcoin?
Bitcoin runs on this brilliant system called asymmetric cryptography. Think of it like this. Your public key is like a bank vault with a mail slot. It's out in the open. Anyone can see it, and anyone can drop money into it. But only you hold the private key that can actually unlock that vault and take the money out.
And this is where the villain of our story walks on stage, Shor's algorithm. It's a special program, a set of instructions made just for quantum computers. Its only job is to do the one thing that's supposed to be impossible, to look at your public bank vault and reverse engineer your secret private key. It's a quantum master key.
But here's where it gets complicated. Not all Bitcoin addresses are made equal. The oldest kind, called P2PK, basically has your public key, the blueprint to your lock, exposed all the time. The newer standard, P2PKH, is much smarter. It hides that key until the exact moment you spend your coins. It's safer, yeah, but it's not foolproof.
And this leads to a really uncomfortable question, one that most people holding crypto probably couldn't answer. So I'm asking you, straight up, are your funds safe? Do you even know what kind of address you're using? Because the scary truth is, a massive fortune is just sitting out there in those older, weaker addresses.
So, exactly how big is this problem? This isn't some small bug affecting a few early adopters. No, this is a systemic risk to the whole network. And the numbers, which come from a deep dive by Deloitte, are just staggering.
25%.
1 out of every 4 Bitcoins in existence is vulnerable to a quantum attack right now. Just sitting there, waiting for a machine that's powerful enough to just take it.
At the time of that analysis, that was worth over $40 billion. And today, depending on Bitcoin's price, that could be hundreds of billions. This pile of money even includes the legendary coins mined by Satoshi Nakamoto himself, coins that have never, ever moved.
And here's what that looks like. You see that big purple slice of the pie? That represents over 4 million Bitcoin, just sitting in vulnerable addresses. This includes those old-school P2PK wallets and also newer ones that have been reused, accidentally exposing their keys. This is the low-hanging fruit. It's the treasure chest that a quantum hacker would go for first.
So all of this sets the stage for a crazy, high-stakes arms race. On one side, you have the code breakers building these quantum keys, and on the other side, the code defenders, who are scrambling to invent new, unbreakable locks.
The code breakers are who you'd expect, the titans of tech, IBM, Google, Microsoft, all pouring billions into winning the quantum race. The code defenders? They're the global, often anonymous communities of developers behind Bitcoin and Ethereum, a decentralized army of cryptographers trying to save their creations.
And this isn't some far-off sci-fi fantasy. This is happening on a very real schedule.
Today's quantum computers have around 1,000 qubits, not even close to being powerful enough. But the game changes around 2033. That's when IBM's roadmap says they'll have 2,000 logical qubits. Think of those as the stable, useful qubits you need for a real attack. That milestone is what makes that 2035 danger zone so real.
But this is the future threat that should honestly scare everyone. Even if you have a safe address, the second you spend from it, your public key is broadcast to the network. It's exposed for about 10 minutes, while your transaction is waiting to be confirmed. The moment a quantum computer gets fast enough to snatch your key in that tiny window, the whole system breaks. Every single transaction becomes a frantic race.
And this brings up an unbelievable ethical problem. Many of those 4 million vulnerable coins are thought to be lost, right? The owners are gone. So to save the network, should the developers push an update that just destroys those coins forever? Should they burn billions of dollars in lost treasure to stop the system from collapsing? Seriously, what would you do? So, with this giant threat looming on the horizon, what's the plan? Can Bitcoin actually make it through the quantum age? The answer is maybe. Here's the defensive playbook. On a personal level, the best thing you can do is move any coins to a brand new, never-before-used address. On a network level, there's that super controversial idea of just disabling the old addresses. But the real fix, the ultimate goal, is a full-on cryptographic heart transplant for the entire network, switching to new post-quantum algorithms that are immune to this kind of attack.
The quantum race is absolutely on, and the outcome is anything but guaranteed. It's a massive battle of innovation versus adaptation. And right now, the most powerful tool any of us have is awareness. Just understanding the risk is the first step toward getting through it.
But all of this pushes us toward a much bigger, more profound question. Bitcoin's promise was unbreakable digital certainty. But if quantum computers prove that any digital lock, given enough time and power, can be picked, what does safety even mean in a world that's built on code?